have a slow brain. Not so slow that it makes me dumb, but just slow enough that I'm not funny. I don't get jokes, I don't make jokes, I just don't understand them. Here, let me demonstrate. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I don't know. Once when I was little, I asked my dad how long he'd be gone when he was going to the store, and he said that he's leaving forever. When I started crying, he sat me down and explained what sarcasm is. Apparently, sometimes people say things they don't mean, and they're joking around. And other times, they say things they don't mean, and that's lying. And I should be able to tell the difference. So what you're saying is that when that snot-eating fat kid in my first grade class told me that my bright red backpack looked like blood, I shouldn't have cried because he was probably joking. Back then, people usually teased me once and stopped to get me a tissue. Middle school answered my prayers because middle school had a formula. Anytime somebody would tease me, I knew exactly what to say. Oh yeah? Your mom wears unflattering clothing from the Gap. Your mom has a nerdy rolling backpack. Your mom's bowl cut makes her look like a little boy. But then, out of nowhere, it became annoying to say your mom before sentences all the time. And I needed a plan. I decided to be so disgustingly nice to people that they wouldn't even think about teasing me. Think about it. You wouldn't tease a bunny about a bad haircut. And it worked. No one teased me. Ever. Until my junior year of college. A mouthy guy moved in next door to me. He had a box full of trash labeled upcycled art. He had blue-green eyes, 3 fake houseplants, a dimple on the left side of his mouth when he smiled, a weird painting with circles all over it, and he was incredibly hot. So, of course, I had to go introduce myself. As did, I learned every other female within a 2-mile radius. Hi, my name is Grishma. Emerson, nice to meet you. Oh, my hat? It's not supposed to look like a spaceship. No, it's called a bowler's hat. I got it from Urban Outfitters. I was going to cry. I had to get out of there. Hey, I just wanted to say hi, but I've got a lot of boxes to unpack, so I'm just gonna go. But if you need anything, you know, I'm just next door, so you know, let me know. And then on the other side of the wall we shared, I could hear murmurs. I think he was joking around with some Ray-Ban wearing plaid-shirted girls about how Washington is way cooler than Oregon. He didn't just stop with the hat. Every time we talked, there was something inadequate about me that he just had to point out. He'd tease me about the unopened books on my shelves, or about my comprehensive Nicki Minaj discography. He would tease me about how much I like SpongeBob, or how I'm probably not in the target audience for Adventure Time. He'd never go for me. He thinks I'm illiterate. He thinks my taste in music is dumb. He thinks I'm immature. He hates me. And eventually, after a lot of nervous laughter every time he would tease me, he stopped. And then I didn't feel so uncomfortable when we talked, like real people. I could be myself when I didn't feel so threatened. We became really good friends. We talked to each other all night, every night, for months, and somehow made it through the day with only 2 hours of sleep. Then, out of nowhere, one night I was complaining about my Latin class, and he said something about how whiny I am. Really? How could a friend of mine think that I'm whiny? He looked at me like I was crazy. Apparently, he was joking around. Apparently, he thinks it's funny how I get startled so easily when people tease me. He says it's cute. Excuse me? You think it's funny to hurt my feelings? Who in their right mind goes around showing affection by being rude to people? I couldn't be nice anymore. I had to stand up for myself. So the next time he made fun of me for only being 3 chapters into a book I'd been reading for months, I told him he can take his whiny Sylvia Plath books and shove them up his ass. Yeah, he laughed at that too. He thought I didn't mean it. he thought I was being sarcastic. When he told me my frizzy hair looked like a cactus, I told him I'll shove his face into one. And he thought that was funny too. When he told me I was overdressed for an abandoned racetrack during our first date, I told him I'd push into the creaking, scary elevator shaft because it took me 45 minutes to get ready, and he had one more thing to say about my outfit, and I just stopped talking. When he told me that I'd better learn how to drive when I accidentally drove us into a ditch, which I know, and this is hard to believe, was actually not my fault, I told him that the first thing I'm going to do when I get out of this ditch is run him over, because it was his fault. When I started being completely honest, suddenly I was funny. I used to take these quizzes in 17 magazine that would tell me what kind of a flirt I am. I would always want to be the funny one, but I'd always get something stupid, like the confidant or the best friend. And that used to bum me out, but you know what? I'm not funny. My brain is too slow for that. My personality type is easily offended and extremely vengeful. And the other day, when I got home from work, Emerson told me to get off my ass and do our laundry. I told him if he asked me to do the laundry one more time, I would pee on the laundry. He thought I was joking around.